I've decided to follow the hype train and do a Nirvana deck profile. Hello folks, today I'm going to be doing a Nirvana or Vairina deck profile. And so with the release of D-BT02, Vairina got a really nice support card that is in the form of Vairina Elgar, and he really brought real nice glory to the deck in general. And so today I'm going to be going through the updated deck list, and I feel like you can do quite a lot of different decks with the current new support because well, you have more options now. And so I'm going to be going through my own options. And so starting off, I have the right deck, Undo, Reno, Ryu, and Nirvana. And so I don't think I really have to talk anything about them. I mean, if you really do want me to. She basically allows you to fetch your Trickstar when you ride on top of her. She basically gets you a Vairina, free Vairina card to hand when but with one Soul Blast when you ride on Nirvana. And then Nirvana allows you to discard one card from your hand and call a grade 0 from your drop zone to Vanguard Circle, so that helps you overdress, but you don't really want to use that a lot of times. But yes, that it does come out now, the fact that you have Elgar. And the second effect is basically when he attacks on Vanguard Circle, counterblast 1, and all of your overdress units and this unit plus 10k. And so usually you use this when you don't have your personal right, but if you have your personal right, you wouldn't really use this unless you think that the counterblast is worth it to use right after you countercharge with Elgar or Elgar. I'm gonna call it Elgar. Alright, yeah. And then starter, why are we playing Undo? It's because Undo is cool, you know. I will switch back to the egg, but it's just, come on man, Undo is pretty cool. And so that's the right deck, and also this, yes, you use, awesome. Yeah, let's put that there. Grade 3s, I play our remaining copies of Nirvana, pretty self-explanatory, nothing big there. I'll just place this here. Next, one Valiante, and I mean like Valiante's use has just pretty much dropped ever since this set released. Like everyone was like just trying out the the Elgar multi-attack plays and just cutting Valiante, but I still find like Valiante is good in some instances where, well, you still need the hit pressure sometimes. And so just playing one of him is fine enough. I think playing two is too much, so I'm just only playing one. I can play more if you like your Valiante, but I like him enough just to play one. And so yeah, I'm only playing one. Next, in the grade 3 lineup, I know some people will disagree with me here, but I played 2 Damari. The reason being that his front row retire for counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 is pretty nice. And if you have enough soul, and if you have enough counterblast, you can actually, like the turn, you will only really want to use him during your personal right turn because you don't want your opponent to just sack a defensive trigger and you can't multi-attack anymore, which is not ideal. But it doesn't really happen most of the time anyways, so yeah, you want to use Damani during your personal right turn, or your personal right turn. So what Damani does is basically when he attacks on Rearguard Circle, counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, after he attacks on Rearguard Circle, counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, you choose, if I'm correct, it's you choose one of your opponent's front row rear guards and retire, and you can choose one grade 0 from your drop zone and call it the Rearguard Circle, and yeah, and that's really all. I know like a lot of people think that it's very expensive just to pay counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1 just to multi-attack, but he does come out pretty nice. I really do like him. And so yeah, I play 2. But you can change other options that I will go through later if you don't like Damani. Next, grade 2 lineup. Surprisingly, I'm only running 3 Elgar because sure, you can play 4 Elgar, but I'm playing 3 of the original Vairina, so if you want to play 4 Elgar, you can cut one of those. It's because if you don't overdress, Elgar is basically just the same as the normal Vairina. because like the shield, to have his 15k shield you need to be overdressed, and so yeah, I just decided to play 3 because, well, I feel like the normal Vairina comes up better sometimes, because the Soul Blast 2 retire can sometimes be better than his Soul Blast to multi-attack. And so yeah, I only played 3 of him, but I do have to say his art is really nice. I'll say that, it's really nice. I mean, like, I decided not to go with the SPs because I personally think the triple rare foiling for the Japanese one is really nice. Like, look at that. Yep. Wait. And next, this, you have to play a playset. If you don't, I don't know why you're not, but for Arcs allows you to draw an overdressed. Yeah, it farms you cards. Like right before Elgar was released, before D-BT02, what I did in this Nirvana deck is just overdress Arcs every single time, because the draw 2 is very big. But now the fact that you have Elgar, you sometimes, like, you don't always want to overdress into Arcs. Like, the draw 2 is necessary, but when you have your pieces, you can call them pieces, but they're not really pieces because this is a tempo deck. But when you have your cards that you need, you don't really need to start dropping Arcs anymore. You can just hold him in hand, or you can just call him normally without overdressing, and yeah. But it's still really important card, so play 4, just so that and also turn 2 Arcs might not, if you can, you should turn 2 Arcs, but the fact that we only run 1 Valiante kind of makes it so that you don't want to turn 2 Arcs, but I think going Arcs in turn 2 is still okay. It's still an okay option. I still do it relatively often from time to time. Next, 3 Vairina, normal Vairina. I don't know what to say. It's just the the normal Vairina that you have. His Soul Blast 2 retire is cool. It's actually really nice. In some matchups, but if you don't like playing 3 of him, then just cut 1 out for the Elgar. And so yeah, nothing much to say about him because he's pretty much a vanilla sometimes. Yeah. Next great ones. Play for Aruna. If you don't know who, I think her name is Aruna. If you don't know who Aruna is, basically, when she boosts a grade 0, the grade 0 or her plus 5k, like something like that. So basically, this makes it so that your Trickstar with Aruna swings for 18 without Persona, right? So when you Persona, right, this is going to swing for 28, so that's going to be pretty big. And so that's my reason for playing 4. I know a lot of people play 3, cause they play the Soul Chargers and they play Togachirashi, but I don't play either one of those because I just feel like, actually no, I'll go through them later in the options part of this video, but for now I'm just gonna say I don't play them because I don't like playing them. Yeah, I can just summarize it like that. So I play 4 of her because she's pretty cool. Like, as in, basically just having her on board makes all of your Trickstar, like, having her makes it so that your even if you don't have Elgar, you can still just Damari into the Trickstar and your Trickstar can swing for 28. So that's really cool anyways. Next, these 2 are tech slots, whatever. I played Tenchester and Genjo because Tenchester is just cool for getting out your Persona right target, so you need to play him. I mean, like, he is a kind of a staple, not really, but I like him, so I'm playing him. And Genjo, you can counter charge with Genjo, and although it seems like you can counter charge a lot with Elgar, well, I'm not gonna deny that you can counter charge a lot now, but sometimes you don't counter charge enough, and so, like, if you keep using up your Nirvana counterblast, you need to counter charge more. So he helps you counter charge, and also hit pressure. pressure sometimes. But your opponent wouldn't really be scared of him because the counter charge really doesn't matter to your opponent sometimes. I play the normal PGs, but please just switch these to Twin Buckler if you like them. But I just don't feel like they're a good investment because, I mean, what are the chances of this deck being in such low hands? I've tested with this deck before, and like the one time, like even if you're in low hand, you probably wouldn't even be holding on to a PG. That's the thing. And so yeah, the 4 of the normal ones. Next we play Trickstar. Yes, I love my man Trickstar. I'm sorry for not getting the DSR version, but I will soon get. I would try to get my hands on the foil ones because, I mean, actually to be honest, I kind of like this art more than the DSR one. But yes, my boy Trickstar, he's really nice. Look at that cute man. Yeah. Yep. You need to play 4 of him because he's the star of the deck. It allows you to Trickstar. It allows you to overdress into your overdress targets and whatnot. And over trigger, yeah, I just play this. Don't play the crit element one. It doesn't really work in this deck. Trigger lineup, 4 fronts. Actually not 4 fronts, 2 fronts. 5 crit, 4 draw, and 4 heal. And so I'm playing this lineup because fronts, the new front trigger 20k is really benefit this deck. I really had to say so. So if you want to play more fronts, I wouldn't disagree. But I think the main question here is, why am I playing draws in this deck variant? Because a lot of times in this new, a lot of times you see in this new Elgar deck that people don't actually play draws. They play crits and fronts instead of draws. But why do I play draws? Because, I mean, I still really like the tempo farming aspect of the the set 1 Nirvana deck, and so I just want to keep the kind of element of it in this deck. So draw triggers, they still work. It's not the end of the world. And then discarding these are also pretty okay because I don't play Togachi Rashi. And so yeah, draw triggers come up pretty nice. And then yeah, crits. I don't know what to say about crits. Just 5 crits. It's just nice rainbow lineup. So yeah, that's all for the deck. And so for the combo of the deck, you basically just go for something like this where you attack. If you persona right this turn, it's gonna be 28, and yeah, this is overdress by the way. So 28, and then you use the skill of Elgar from your hand, Soul Blast 2, overdress, and then you can counter charge 1. And then you attack with Nirvana, and then if you feel like you have enough counter blast to waste, you can counter blast again, and then you give another blasting cave to your front row. And then you do twin drive, heal, that doesn't really matter, just put it back. And then this will attack without any triggers. If this was persona at this turn, this would be base 15. I mean, if you persona at this turn, this would be 20 because of the skill 25, and because of Nirvana skill this is 35, and then this would be 40. And so yeah, so you attack 28, 40, 33, 35. So yeah, basically just do that during your Elgar turn when you persona right. And so yeah, that's basically the combo. And so for your mindset for this deck, it's basically just a tempo deck. It's basically, you want to play this more or less about the same as how you played set 1 Vairina, and unless you don't play it, unless you didn't play the set 1 version of the deck, then you basically just want to don't commit. You don't want to commit a lot. You don't want to commit much at all, and the only things you really do want to commit is just your Trickstars in order to overdress in the Elgar and your overdress targets and stuff. And so just like the old Nirvana Vairina deck, sometimes you do get into a situation where you just want to call down your beaters without overdressing, just because you can use the Nirvana skill to plus 10k and just swing for 20, or if you are using Valiante then 23. And so yeah, you don't want to go aggro with this deck. You can the only times where aggro works is literally Bruce, because Bruce takes one grade 3 turn to set up, and Baron Magnus because rushing them is ideal. And so basically when you rush them, you just call 3 grade 1s down during your turn 1, attack, and then grade 2 overdress, attack, and then grade 3 just do your stuff. And that. And now time to go into some options. Actually, before I go into these, I'm going to talk about Togachiyashi and the Soul Charger. I have no idea what it's called, and I can't find them. I don't know where they went, but I'm going to pop them up on screen. So Togachiyashi, the reason why I'm not playing it is because you need to play 3 to 4 copies of it. You can't just play 2 copies of it, because you want it to be on your first hand, so that you can use it to discard during your when you're grinding from your right deck. And that's like literally like the one instance where you will use him, or not. Very rarely you will use him with the Nirvana skill to get a grade 0 out. But usually when you're guarding, he's literally like the first thing you want to guard with, because other things in this deck, like sometimes your overdress targets are good to keep in hand. Your Aruna are better to keep in hand. Sometimes even keeping a Gojo in hand is also good. And so yeah. And then the Soul Charger, I'm just not a fan of the Soul Charger. And so yeah. Now let's go into these options that I have with me right now. And this is like Horn of the Blessing. Yeah, this is the card, Horn of the Blessing. So what it does is basically from hand, discard 1 overdress card and draw 2 cards. And so if you want to go for budget, I guess you can replace Arcs with this, but right now you only really tag in 1 to 2 copies of this, because yeah, it doesn't, it's just a recycle 2 cards drop. You just recycle 2 cards. Because unlike Arcs, where you are putting 1 unit on field to draw 2, this is a straight up ditch 2, draw 2. And so it's not very good, but this does get the job done for digging through your deck. And ever since I cut this card, the amount of draw potential of this deck dropped quite a bit. Yeah. But I still think this deck, I'm still pretty contented with this deck. So yeah, I'm fine if not running this other card. Next, for grade 1s, let's say you don't like Genjo, let's say you don't like playing 4 Arunas, let's say you don't have the money to buy like whatever, or you just don't like. Here is, I have no idea what's the name. I've completely forgotten. If I'm correct, it's Stealth Beast, or Stealth Dragon actually. Stealth Dragon, Kizan Reiji, or something like that. So the skill is basically act once per turn, counter so +1, kill 1 unit on the same column as this card. Kill one of your opponent's units. And so yeah, you just retire one of them. And so you don't really use this card. I've tried it and it doesn't really work. Not that it doesn't really work, but the counter so +1 is pretty expensive. I mean, like, I'm already using it for Damari. I'm already using it for, where is my Damari? I'm already using it for him anyways, and so but you do get rid of some nice targets though when you use him, so that's pretty cool. If you want to tag him, sure, just play 1 copy. Another one is Veloki Hazard. I don't know why you would be playing Veloki Hazard, because I know this was one of the very potent cards in the set 1 Nirvana deck, but right now he's just kind of meh, because like what would you even put down in front of this? Like, do you put this at your Vanguard? No, like, I guess, but you don't want to commit that, because that's just a -1 from hand just to +10k. That's not really nice. Put this behind the Trickstar? No, you just rather get something else like a Tension Star or whatever, right? And so yeah, you don't really want to play him. Reno, yeah, why are you playing? I don't understand why you would play more Reno, because your attackers, I mean, like, unless, I guess if you are trying to rush, that this kind of works, but no, not really. It's up to you though. But I think Reno is personally more better than Veluki Hazard at this point, like in this deck build. But if you're talking about set 1 Vairina, I definitely think that Veluki Hazard is better than Reno. So yeah, last card that I'm going to be talking about is this order card. I don't think you will be playing this, because like your Elgar already helps you intercept for 15k. So yeah, yep. And what else? What else should I say? Oh yeah. Do you want to play Trickstar as the starter? No, because going second drawing is very much way better than getting the extra Trickstar. So yep, hopefully that answers your question. Ooh, should I play that starter? What other options are there? Oh yeah. Playing more Valiante. Unless you're going like full Vairina spam in this deck, I don't think you really need to play more. Yeah, just play 1 to 2. And yeah, that's really all. So that is the Nirvana. No. I know that doesn't do it justice. Hold on. So that is the Vairina Elgar deck from the set 2. Hopefully you found this interesting. And stay safe. See you guys next time.